We are getting very close to the end of the sutras for the operation of the grammar. And in honor of that, and as sort of a graduation present, I am giving two options for the next sutra. The first is the basic, simple elucidation of a Sanya Sutra. The second is a deeper look at it, which throws open the incredible power of what we have already discussed. And it will be obvious. I will do the first one and then continue on for those who are interested. So 1.4.14, 1.4.14, 1.4.14, 29 in Siddhanta Kaumudi, Supting Antam Padam, Supting Antam Padam, Supting Antam Padam, Supting Antam Padam, a Bahuvarihi compound, I think a Dvandva Bahuvarihi compound, which means those and Antam. So Supting Antam, the compound, would mean those who have four endings, sup or ting. Those who have four endings, either sup or ting, at the endings, are called pada. Pada. So this is the definition of pada, word. And as you know, I am thrilled by the simplicity and precision of Panini's approach. Now, padam and shabda are not exactly the same, but at some point we can talk more about this. But this is in marked contrast to the fascinating complex definition of shabda in Mahabhashya. So this is pretty straightforward. Sup is a pratyahara for the endings of nouns, the nominal terminations, and ting is a pratyahara for the terminations of verbs. So anything that ends with a nominal or verbal termination gets the name pada. What about things that don't have any terminations? Well, they actually do, but they're gone. So someday we will go through that kind of fun derivation. But, so here we have examples. Devaha is subanta, subanta. It has a nominal ending. And bhavati is tinganta. It has a ting, a verbal termination. So that's it for the simple, straightforward part. We now know what a pada is. Now, I have, as a kind of sideline, begun sharing the complete derivation of pu. Unfortunately, it's not quite as straightforward as I imagined translating my notes from having done this in the past to usable videos. So it's intermittent. But I did two videos on, I think, March 12th of 2021, which goes into what follows in much deeper detail. The first one is the complete derivation of pu, the fundamentals, and the second is bhulat. So both on March 12th, and if it interests you, you may proceed with that. So here's where it gets really fun, because as I've been saying all along, the sutras for the operation of the grammar are the keys to the kingdom. They really open up the entire grammar. And the more we encounter and use them, as we will in every Sandhi Sutra, the more that becomes real. So I would not anticipate anybody memorizing all of them so far and their meanings and everything, but the sounds will help you out. So if you feel like, repeating them, that's great. So what follows is an elucidation of ting. Now we will get to the verbs eventually. Soup will be, very far off. So ting is closer to my heart and mind, and I will just say a bit about what it is, what we've already learned amounts to. So what is ting? Ting is a pratyahara. What is it pratyahara of? Tiptas chi siptas tam mitvasmasta atamja tasatam dvam itvahimahing. Itvahimahing. Ting. So here we go. This is the sutra. This is 3478 and 2154 in Siddhanta Comedy. So here we have the sutra, and as you will see, it begins with ti and it ends with ng. So ting begins with ti, ends with ng. The first along with the last, it ting. So, but this is just the beginning of the marvelousness of this and beginning to see the power of what you've already done. Because it's not just a random list of all of the verbal endings. Let's take a little look. First we have tip, tus, chi. Tip, tus, chi. Then we have sip, tus, ta. Then we have mip, vas, mas. Now, there are a lot of words that seem very complex, and certainly in Western grammars that doesn't make it any more straightforward. But if we want to ask ourselves, and then after that we have ta atam cha, tas atam tvam, it vahi mahing. So we have a sutra, Tanganav Atmane Padam. Tanganav Atmane Padam. That's 14100 in Ashtadhyayi 2156 in Siddhanta Comedy. And that says, of these, the ones beginning with ta, which are ta atam cha, the 9 after with the one beginning with ta, these 9 endings are called atmanepada. Atmanepada. So it is atmanepada. They are verbs that have these endings. Ta atam cha, tas atam tvam, it vahimahing. Now, what about the other ones? Laf parasmaipadam. Laf parasmaipadam, 1499, that means, and 2155 in Siddhanta Comedy, that means the other ones are parasmaipadam. So tiptas chi siptas ta mitvasmas, those are the endings of parasmaipada. So already we have a lot more than meets the eye with tiptas chi siptas ta mitvasmas atam jatas atam tvam itvahimahing. We have the demarcation of parasmaipada and atmanipada endings. Then we have a sutra, ting strini trini pratama madhyamo tamaha. Ting strini trini pratama madhyamo tamaha. That's 14101 in Siddhanta Comedy. That means that the triplets, the 3 triplets, meaning tiptas chi, siptas ta, mitvasmas, for instance, they are called pratama, madhyama, uttama. Pratama, madhyama, Uttama. So now we have the distinctions between Pratama, Madhyama, and Uttama forms. And finally, Tanyeka Vachana, Dvivachana, Bahuvachananyeka Shaha. Tanyeka Vachana, Dvivachana, Bahuvachananyeka Shaha. 14102. So now we know that they are going in order. We have one single ekvachana, singular, dvivachana, dual, and bahuvachana, all described. Tanyeka vachana, dvivachana, bahuvachana, nyeka shaha. And since we also know yata sankhya manudesha samanam, that lists of equal length are in ordered pairs. So all of this is in one sutra, thanks to what we've already learned. All of this is in the one sutra, 3478. All of the endings, all of the verbal endings, lakara endings, plus their categories of parasmai pada, atmani pada, and pratama, madhyama, uttama, and ekavachana, dvivachana, bahuvachana. So they're all right there with no effort at all. So congratulations for getting this far, and we're almost done with the whole deal.